Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-hosts, Brian
Go on, everybody.
and Brett.
First to cry, first to fry.
As you can see here in the thumbnail and the title, we are here to talk a new competition reality TV show. This is House of Villains on E. This is an all-star show of the best and the baddest reality TV villains of all time, all fighting it out for 200K and the title of reality TV's best supervillain. It is a stacked cast. I thought the episode was great. I really recommend anybody, if you're just checking out a review to see if it's worth watching, I'll tell you right off the bat, I think you should watch it. We are going to run through the cast and everything, but I want to get your guys' first impression. So, Brian and Brett, what did you guys think of the premiere of House of Villains?
I really enjoyed it. Another thing that I really like Joel McHale as the host. Like I think that he brings that dry humor. He and like I told Brett pre-show, the show's not taking itself too seriously, and I think I appreciate that. Like they're making jokes, they're showing like some behind the scenes production stuff. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for next week.
I agree. This show's a hit. I haven't watched the E Entertainment Network since Joel McHale was the host of The Soup. So great casting to bringing Joel back. And then the only other show I watched on E was the Chelsea Handler show. So other than that, I don't watch E. So this is a great show for them to bring me back in. And I think this show is a hit. I mean, obviously the concept of casting villains is amazing. And anytime you want to cast like great villainous personalities or anything and put them into a competition show, it's going to be good, and I'm going to watch it.
I think the cast has a great mix of, old school and new school shows as well, right? I mean, you have like Omarosa and New York from Flavor of Love and The Apprentice, both shows obviously way in the past, and then you have like Jax from Vanderpump, right? And it's like literally who's still on shows and starting on a new show and the whole thing. So I do like the mix of that, and I do like how some of them know who each other are and some don't. And I love, because they all have just giant egos for the most part. A few of them seem relatively to be able to understand who they are, and some of them definitely have a crazy inflated ego, which will definitely come into play. Let's run through quickly, guys, and what we thought of the people in this episode. Off the bat, Johnny Fairplay from Survivor. Everyone knows him as the dead grandma lie guy. I liked him in this episode. I think he's done the rounds. He's done the convention rounds. He's done all the charity things. He of anyone is probably like the most connected to the others. I mean, you even saw he knew Omarosa, and nobody knew Omarosa.
Mhm. Yeah, he's probably going to be final five, final six.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to Google, and I was Googling Omarosa and Johnny Fairplay to figure out how they knew each other. I was thinking maybe he was on The Apprentice with her, but I couldn't find anything. So yeah, their alliance seems very interesting. People are scared of her. They know who she is, but like he actually like he met her, and they like know each other. So that's
I think it's got to be like conventions and
Yeah.
things, and living in LA, right? And they were both relatively early reality TV stars. There wasn't like it is now, where there's people, thousands of people that have
Mhm.
been on shows. So it probably was a tighter circle in like the early 2000s. Speaking of which, my favorite probably person on this show, just because I loved these shows, Tiffany Pollard, aka New York from Flavor of Love and I Love New York. She got her own show, which is, if you've never watched either of those, that is a must watch in your history books of reality TV. Like those things are as raunchy, trashy as it gets. She was great. She's an HBIC. She knows it, and I'm looking forward. They teased in the trailer that like her and Omarosa at one point are going to be standing off against each other, and that is going to be like,
Yeah.
I'm dying for it.
It's going to be good.
She's so good.
I never saw her shows. I think she might have been on I Love Money or something. So shout out to
She did other stuff after, but she originally came in second place on Flavor of Love, and then she came back in the second season of Flavor of Love. She like came back and like reinserted herself, like kind of like at a bachelor kind of situation, and then she got her own spinoff that was called I Love New York. So she was
Yeah.
like they said, she was the first like black woman to have a dating show where she was the lead. It was a VH1 show,
Mhm.
early 2000s,
Yeah.
but
Oh, I'm aware of them. I never saw them.
They're on
but,
YouTube, I'm
yeah.
pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure you can just like watch them on YouTube, dude. I'm telling you, you'll die. They're so funny. Yeah, like Pumpkin, all those people.
Yeah,
You remember them,
those really.
Brian?
I need to watch. I need to run through and like watch all
Oh
those.
my god,
Bring back Tool Academy.
oh, people know. People who are watching this comment watch those shows. Just give me some props there. I know they were good. Johnny Bananas. I don't think we really need to go crazy on Johnny Bananas. With this channel, we have talked. Probably the person on here, probably tied with like Jax, who we've talked about us like on the channel, how much has been like mentioned. But we've done a lot of challenge reviews, and obviously Johnny's on every season.
Shake is probably up there too. We did that season.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I just think Vanderpump May came a little above that because we did a lot of like the news.
Yeah, for sure,
Crap.
Yep.
Bananas is actually a competitor, though. I mean, Jax is physically fit. Bananas does these shows for a living, and I thought
Jax is a dope.
Yeah, well, we see that later on, but I thought it was interesting that the challenge actually was also on at the same time tonight. So Bananas was on your TV
He's
screen.
double.
I was watching it on Twitter, Brett. I was watching I was actually watching. Shout out to Kyle and all them Strat Chat like live tweets what's going on the challenge, so I can just keep up with what's happening. And there's part in my head, I'm like, is there a chance that Johnny could get eliminated on 2 shows on the same night? Now that would have been epic. Spoiler, I mean, we don't know who's going to go on, but he didn't go home tonight there either. So,
oh well, thanks. I didn't watch it yet.
Whatever.
I already know who goes home in challenge, and I'm happy about it.
Oh well, that might be more of a spoiler based on our channel. Johnny Fairplay, we did. All right, cool. Corinne, Corinne, Brett, from the season of The Bachelor that she was on. She also, I believe, was on Bachelor in Paradise, correct?
Correct. So Corinne, that was back on Nick Vile's Bachelor season days before I was here, before you guys watched The Bachelor.
Yeah.
And
Old days.
like 5 years ago, probably. But yeah, I think she got near the end with Nick, but also like she was the villain, obviously the mean girl or the girl that stole the attention on Bachelor. And one thing she did there was she got naked. They like did a pool photo shoot or something, and she got naked in the pool with him. And then later she like just rips her top off. And then later on in Paradise, there was some sort of scandal between her and another guy where they had like super drunk hookup, and it led to both of them getting kicked off the show due to like
questionable about it. Yeah. Well, the show obviously wasn't bad enough to not have her back on TV, so that's good news. Bobby Lights, Brian, you're the love and hip hop guy here. Are you familiar with Bobby?
I'm incredibly familiar with Bobby.
Is Bobby out of his mind?
Yeah, pretty much. We're gonna see a lot of the previews is like where he's yelling. That's kind of more what he's like. I mean, he's a great television character. I enjoy him so much. So when he starts getting riled up, he won't back down from a fight. So he's going to be very interesting to watch in this group of people.
I know nothing about him or Love and Hip Hop, but he's like the more entertaining version of Josh from the challenge.
Yeah,
he's way cooler than Josh. He
gets pushed in the pool, it looks like, and I think that's what starts
the
argument.
Yeah,
I think he does Bananas.
Yeah, he doesn't mess around. He's a great cast. Like he's like a low level, I think, of like these people, but I think he's also like a really good get. He's related to Trina. If you guys know rap music, he's Trina's cousin.
Yeah. I did do the quick like Google search like of him, but like I just haven't watched the episode.
Yeah,
it's on the backlog of things.
I mean, there's Miami's on right now. It's on Mondays. I do reviews for that.
Oh, so
he is on that season. Yep.
Okay, cool. Timely for all these guys. They're all good times with their seasons. Let's see. Shake, Love is Blind season 2. A shout out for Shake. The first commercial of the show was a vet clinic commercial. I thought that was really funny. Everyone knows Shake. He's like the guy that was more
mean.
He was into looks, right? He commented on looks a lot. He didn't really care if he was rubbing people the wrong way. We didn't love him back then. We also didn't think he was like some dead evil person. Like someone like when he walked in New York's freaking out for him to walk in. I'm like, people hate that dude.
It's funny though. That they watch that show, and like that's what I like really loved. Like the people that did like were commenting on people coming in, they're like fans of the show. So I really like that.
That's like Tiffany, New York. She apparently watches Love is Blind.
Yeah.
And,
everyone watches Love is Blind.
Yeah.
I got a text today from a buddy of mine who like watches no reality TV, and he was like, My girlfriend got me to watch Love It, and he's like asking me about them. Like, that's like that show.
Yeah,
Everyone
I
has
get
to watch
texts
that
weekly
show.
from people that don't watch anything about Love Is Blind because they know we cover it.
She doesn't watch Survivor. She didn't know who Fair Play was, but Shake, I guess, yeah, she's spreading that he's mean. He's mean. When they threw I don't think I was here when you guys covered this Love Is Blind, but it shows flashbacks to the gym thing and like what he's asking in the pods. I don't blame him at all for asking those questions. They seem like normal questions, despite trying to gain an appearance or you're trying to pick up on vibes there. But
Yeah, like
I
a lifestyle.
I thought he was
yeah.
funny and I enjoyed him, but I do think he did Deep D wrong for sure.
Oh, 100%. He just, for me, it's like he's making these comments and like he's nothing to get excited about either. So that's what is I think the villain thing comes in.
Tanisha from Bad Girls Club. I mean, I haven't seen Bad Girls Club. I did like their flashback.
That clip was awesome.
Yeah, I like want to go and like watch
Yeah.
Best of Tanisha on YouTube because she's probably hilarious.
Yeah.
Like New York was a little shook to see her, like, and I think like knew who she was too. So again, like if New York knows who you are, like you either have to be like an OG or you got to be like on Love Is Blind, basically. Jax Taylor, number one guy in the group. Vanderpump Rules. He can do very good this week. I'm not surprised. I've always thought Jax was going to be an early elimination, even though I don't want him to be because
he's a Neanderthal.
he might be one of the dumbest people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know anything about him other than the clip. I guess he gets in fights. It appears, and then Corinne said not to trust him. But other than that, I like him.
Corinne hated him. She's definitely like a Scandival. Like she definitely watches because she's like, because frankly, I mean, Jax isn't even on the show anymore. He has been on the last few seasons. They has actually have his own like show starting now, but like he was just a gossiper. That's what he was saying. And when they were sitting by the pool, he's like, I'm not, our show isn't like a competition show. We just like go out and shit. So they just go out and drink. And yeah, he would like cheat on girlfriends and they would talk shit on each other.
Yeah, he would just insert himself in situations that he didn't need to be into and like just making comments and like being very hypocritical and always confused when something he did was wrong. Like I'm sure Brett, like when he's just like, oh, I didn't know we were supposed to play like that. Like everything he's always like, I didn't do anything wrong. That's really what it comes down to.
Like I love that he's there. They made his entire thing about him like cheating, and he's just like talking openly about cheating. And I'm like, Jax, like you should just not be focusing on this shit at all right now.
And I love that he even had a few made up words. Like he used to make up words all the time. He made up 2 words today.
Yeah, no, I have that
not
mentally,
physically.
Yeah, mentally, physically.
He did that all the time in the show, like just making up words
like,
and
I'm
phrases.
not mentally strong enough to be on this show, but I'm mentally, physically strong enough.
Yeah, he's dope.
Good shout out to the editors though. Good editing on this show.
I agree.
I thought they had great flashbacks, good transitions, like those funny graphics, like when things like that happen. I'm a big fan of a rewind, so I really like that. Almost all the way through here, guys, we have Anfisa from 90 Day Fiance. Anfisa was a gold digger. Johnny is also in love with her. We didn't mention with Corinne. They showed flashes of him, kind of a love triangle coming with Corinne, Johnny, and Fisa, which we are all looking forward to.
Yeah. Good for him.
Obviously, final person here, Omarosa. Omarosa, originally from The Apprentice, famously then was on things like Celebrity Apprentice, and then did work, and they've made the comments, and we've seen in the trailer, we're getting more. She did work in the Trump White House. She was like some kind of like special advisor or whatever. I doubt it was like a super real job. You know what I mean? Like there's plenty of like ceremonial jobs, but did look like there was a Republican comment and there's gonna be some like Trump, there's gonna be some trolling with her, but she struck first blood this episode with the Google me to our girl Corinne. So what did you guys think of Omarosa?
I love Omarosa. So I've actually been watching reality TV since back when she was on The Apprentice. And she's an OG villain for sure. And I was wondering, can they Google her? Like, do they have phones in the house and internet? Or, obviously it's a TV moment, but I was wondering if she could.
This seems like a show where like kind of like surreal life where they're probably like, you're not taking our shit. You know, that's what I would think at least. Like I have a hard time thinking that some of these people are going to give up their stuff. I mean, Johnny would because Johnny's used to it, but like some of these other people definitely took some like coercing to get on this show. So whether they show them using their stuff, I would have a hard time believing they would all give up their stuff.
That's fair.
Okay, so early on, Omarosa and Johnny were the first person to talk alliances. They did offer Shake a membership in, and he says, "Can I have some time?" That was stupid, really stupid.
Yeah,
Can I have like a day and I'll let you know? It's like, dude, you don't watch reality TV.
I mean, yeah, he did say that, but you can tell that he's got to be the first one gone. I mean, I think that's what it is.
Why? Again, I whatever. Why come on a reality TV show like this if you've never at least
Yeah, do
watched?
your homework a little bit.
He is a douche.
Yeah, that was a mistake for sure.
Omarosa wants Jax out too because she doesn't want a guy roommate, and I don't blame her after finding out that Jax snores. I hate snoring. I hate it.
He'd probably wake up and act like it wasn't him.
A light sleeper. Oh yeah, my dad snored growing up, and you could hear it like bellowing
Yes, my
throughout
dad
the
snores
house,
too, really
and it
loud.
just like I have like a visceral like reaction to it. I'm like, get a mouthpiece, dude.
Yeah. I was just on vacation with my dad, and like the one time I go a year and he's snoring like a crazy person, I'm just sitting there like, I so glad I don't have to deal with this on a daily basis.
Our poor
I mean,
mothers.
I knew he was getting nominated. Just the whole episode, he just does everything wrong. Plus the snoring when he's sleeping, he just
Oh yeah,
checks every box of someone you nominate.
yeah. That's
That's where we got Brett's line too. Right after this, New York and Omarosa are talking, and she says, "Yo, your roommate is a big softy, first to cry, first to fry." I did like that line. That was really good. Um, we found out Joel McHale is the host, like we said. Love Joel McHale. I like Community. I love the soup. That was a great shout out, Brett. Awesome, awesome show. Wish he still did that, honestly. Um, we've kind of got the structure of the show introduced, which was nice. So, how this is going to work are the weekly challenges, or I guess I can't even say weekly challenges. We don't know the full cadence yet with this show, but for what it's worth, the weekly challenges are going to be called battle royals. The winner of the battle royal will be immune, obviously, from elimination. They get to pick three for what they call a hit list. The hit list, then the three of them will go into a some form of competition. Whoever the winner is will be safe, and then the house votes on the final two. I think it's a pretty interesting, relatively straightforward. I like the fact you have to nominate three, so two people come back pissed off at you. I mean, again, very similar to like things from like the challenge and stuff.
yeah.
Obviously, they're not like reinventing the wheel too much. But what do you guys think of the format?
I think it's good. I like that they explained it. I think that's probably why we didn't get an elimination. They did a lot of explaining, but as a new show, we need to see it. But I agree with you, Bill. Like, having people come back that are pissed off at you, it's only better for the show, especially with these personalities.
I do like this the game element to it. It's like a mix of Survivor, the challenge, and all that stuff. There's competitions to save yourself. There's competitions to win power, and then there's still a vote to like actually vote someone out. So instead of voting someone into elimination, you literally vote someone out, but they're the bottom two losers of like they still had a chance to save themselves in
No,
that
I
three.
think it's great.
So
The first challenge was called Balls Out. This was relatively straightforward. You were in an arena with giant inflatable balls. You weren't in the balls. There were obviously, I think it was like four sections, one on each side, where you could send a ball out of the arena. If your ball's out, you're eliminated. However, you're still in the game to play defense, kind of like if you're playing like Mario Kart, right? And you're out of balloons, but you can
Yeah,
drive
yeah,
around.
that's what I was thinking. Exact same thing. Like, that's exactly what I was thinking of. That's very funny.
So it's like you can still be a little suicide ghost.
Yeah.
A little bomb. Yeah. So the only person who didn't realize you shouldn't kill yourself was Jax. Jax was like smashing balls. He's like, I just want this to be over with. It's like
Yeah, just saying dumb stuff.
we never touch one of Omarosa's balls.
that's where he messed up.
That was awesome, though. We need moments like that. It was awesome. He's just running in like a missile.
I don't blame him. He's like, I just want it to be done. No one's doing anything. And then
Yeah.
just like almost every ball that went out of the game was Jack's number 11 pushing that thing out. So and not playing and not Omarosa was playing it right. She was playing defense. So and she won.
Yeah, I wouldn't move either.
That's what my thought was. Like, don't draw lines, just like chill on your ball and protect it and see what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, you could have like also like picked it up over your head like Atlas and just kind of like walking around kicking other people's balls too. So you're still like in possession.
Yeah, it reminded me again, just like the strategy we always do our Mario Party references, Brian, for the Amazing Race. Her strategy made me think of that game in Mario Party where you have we have the balloon behind you, and then you have the spike
Yeah,
car.
yeah, and it's like
Yeah,
this really
don't
crappy
move. Everyone
controls.
always runs in right away and
Yeah,
smashes each
yeah,
other. I
they're
never
really
move. I
crappy
just sit there
controls.
like, forget it, guys. I ain't going nowhere. What is
Mhm.
that one called? Like, I don't even know.
It's like
Wish I'd prepared.
cart something.
We'll find it. We'll throw it up there. We don't get
Defenseless
scored. We don't get
champion.
scored on these shows, so we don't
Yeah,
come
that's right.
prepared. Yeah, so the deal, Johnny and Omarosa are the final two. They decide, hey, Omarosa, John, I'll get rid of my stuff if I'm not going to be nominated. I wouldn't have trusted her, but I also didn't think he really wanted to go in like a knockout, drag out for this first challenge anyway. He didn't really want to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said that he didn't want to win. So I mean, this was the best move. Just try to build trust. Don't put yourself on the tower. And if she backstabs him, it is what it is. But you got to gamble that. And I was curious. I mean, obviously Johnny's got an alliance because the man went to take a piss off on the sideline, and then
no one
washed his hands. Thank you, Joel, for calling him out on that. Appreciate you there, sir. Got to wash your hands.
Hand
But
sanitizer, at least, man.
That's why I like Joel's great host. Like those witty comments.
yeah, but he comes back from taking his piss, and he's the only
Balls
one
are right there.
Omarosa. So like no one went and like threw his ball out the dang thing.
It's bumper balloon cars.
I love this show's gonna be I think this show's gonna be good because I don't think they're gonna like hide a lot of the alliances half the time either. They're just gonna like just shit talk to each other's face.
It's bumper balloon cars, Bill.
Bumper balloon cars, yes. So good. All right, cool. So Omarosa wins. We get to go the secret hideout behind the bookshelf, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah.
Bobby's like, there's a room there the whole time. Which I think is really funny. It is cool. It's like a villain's lair.
Yeah, I thought Dr. Evil a lot.
It was like here's the three nominated. Corinne, no surprise there. Shake, not a big surprise. He kind of turned down their alliance. She teased putting in Johnny, which I thought was really funny. And I was like, this will be crazy. So that would be a dumb move, in my opinion. And she didn't do it. She put in Jax because she said he tried just as hard. So that's where we got left at, guys. Interestingly enough, so doesn't look like we'll get weekly eliminations, at least just in this first week, maybe because like Brian said, there was so much explaining to do that we weren't able to fit it all in. So I'm very, very curious to see what week 2 looks like, just as far as the formatting. I'm sure we're gonna get an elimination, but doesn't seem like we have a linear cadence here. So again, I'm all in for it. Love the episode. Guys, anything in closing? We gave predictions, Brian? Who did we say? I forget.
I took Jax.
Oh God,
just for fun.
I forget who I took.
One of the guys is going to win the competition, probably Jax, and then.
I'm not talking about this challenge. I'm talking about the entire thing.
He said who was going to win the whole thing,
just for fun. He's not going to win. It's just kind of just for shits and gigs. But I agree with you, Brett. I do want to talk about like what do we think the outcome is going to be?
I think Shake's out.
I think, and especially like I don't want anyone to go, but I think like for content reasons, I would like Shake to go because the show won't change if he's not on it.
I mean, you got to think about like the voting though too. If Jax wins, I could see easily them wanting to keep Corinne over Shake. It'd be more interesting to me I think if it was Corinne and Jax is out too. So I'm thinking it's either Jax or
Shake.
Yeah, who win. And Corinne.
It'd be awesome if Corinne won and then it's Shake versus Jax.
That's a real toss up too.
That'd be cool.
That will probably come into play to see, interestingly enough, if they start to inform their opinion more on like, hey, I watched your show versus like how the interaction's been through like one day. And that really is going to fight against Jack.
Right. And like, is the vote format open voting where they can have a discussion and they're like trying to sway people? That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, like they preach their case.
I hate that.
I know you hate that, but it'd be good. It's good TV because these people
they can discuss in the house where they live.
Yeah.
And then they can work in private.
No, you're right, but it would be good content.
Would be good content. Speaking of content, make sure you're subscribed here and on TikTok to catch everything that we're covering. It was a really busy week for the reality guys. It's going to be a nice weekend and rolling into next week. We covered everything from the Amazing Race, Survivor. We are covering. What did we do earlier, Brian?
We do Golden Bachelor.
The Golden Bachelor. We will have Bachelor in Paradise. We will have the Love Is Blind season 5 finale tomorrow. We'll have the reunion on Sunday. Check
And
out
Buddy
Brett's interview did for Buddy Games. We're gonna still continue to cover that. We have F Boy Island premiering on Monday with Katie Thurston, so another Bachelor Nation connection there. Southern Charm, everything else in between that we have on TikTok. Like I said, so a million things going on. I'm forgetting things, but hey, subscribe and you'll see everything. But until next week for House of Villains, for myself, Brian, Brett, thank you. Peace.